This is KGW News at 11.
Now on KGW News at 11. More options for COVID testing and vaccinations in Portland begin tomorrow. The changes making it possible. Plus,
we've all been hit with a bunch of nonsense.
People get arrested and then they get put back on the street right away.
Small businesses hit again and again by crime. The financial toll means some shops in North Portland may have to close. A climber rescued from Mount St. Helens is expected to be okay tonight. How a slip on the ice led to a helicopter ride to the hospital. It's Sunday, January 23rd, and your news starts right now. Well, tonight, as Russia adds even more forces to those already encircling Ukraine, the U.S. is issuing its strongest warning yet to Vladimir Putin. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Falkers. We begin with the quickly changing situation involving the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine. Tonight, we've learned President Biden has been briefed on options for how to respond if Russia invades Ukraine and options for U.S. military movements ahead of an invasion. It comes as the Russian military continues to build up forces around the country. As the president weighs the options, the State Department ordered the families of embassy employees in Kiev to leave Ukraine. The State Department has also warned Americans not to travel to Ukraine or Russia. We'll continue to monitor this ever-evolving situation, so stick with KGW on air and online for the latest developments. Back here at home, multiple Portland business owners are going to bed tonight not knowing if they're able to keep their doors open. An entire neighborhood is getting hit over and over by burglars, causing thousands in damages and losses. Our Galen Etlin joins us live on North Williams Avenue, where people are demanding change. Galen.
Yes, Brittany, they are so frustrated. At least half a dozen businesses were broken into in the last few days. In just this block alone, you can see this glass door was boarded up. Businesses have told me that they have really struggled to get repairs done too because of supply chain issues. And since these burglaries keep happening, some businesses may not make it.
An alarm shrieks in this security video posted on social media. Reclamation was one of the shops hit by a burglar over this last week.
I think a lot of us businesses are getting really desperate.
Lisa Stenger owns Blackthorn Mercantile about a block away. Her door was smashed in this weekend.
It's kind of the wild, wild west out here, and we have to fend for ourselves.
Spielwerk Toys, Eat Oyster Bar, Kayo's Ramen Bar, Vein of Gold, and Grains of Wrath all got hit, and this was not the first time.
It's a big inconvenience right now,
Cody Gripko helps manage Grains of Wrath, which had the front door smashed about a month ago and again this weekend.
It's not cheap replacing commercial doors all the time, especially in these slow months.
That's what kept them from breaking through.
Larry Leiden co-owns Gifty Kitty on North Mississippi. Someone failed to get in Friday night trying to pry the back door frame apart.
The pandemic and the desperation that people have drive them to do these measures.
Next door, a shop that isn't even open yet has been hit twice. A handwritten sign on the door matches many in this neighborhood, telling would-be thieves there's no cash inside.
What else can we do?
I think that we have a lot of disparity and a lot of addiction, a lot of mental health, and it's all coming to head right now.
Businesses are fed up.
The city's just kind of abandoned us.
Limited police resources, a growing homeless issue, and gentrification are all part of this vicious cycle.
Help these people that are going through these issues that are causing them to do this.
If we took care of people better, probably a lot less of this would be happening.
And with insurance barely covering damages.
Really upsetting.
Lisa Stenger, who has lost tens of thousands of dollars from theft so far, says this neighborhood cannot wait anymore.
I think we're going to lose a lot of businesses.
An alarm she hopes the community will hear.
Now, some businesses I spoke with today said they are considering even paying for private security to patrol this neighborhood since police response has been pretty limited and police are overwhelmed with other calls. Back to you.
All right, Galen Etlin reporting live from North Portland. Thanks, Galen. Well, it is that time that, let's be honest, nobody likes, but we all have to do it. Tax season. And tomorrow is the first day that you can file. it's expected to be a little more difficult this year. And that's because right now the IRS is understaffed and overloaded. So it's a good idea to file early. You may also see some issues because of things like the child tax credit. It expanded this year, increasing to as much as $3,600 per child. Only half of the credit was paid out, so you'll get the other half when you file. If you receive that payout, keep an eye out for a letter from the IRS and do not throw those away. You'll need them.
It is a very important idea to hang on to that letter and give it to your tax preparer at tax time. Or if you are doing your own taxes, make sure you have it available, because if you're working with tax software, it's probably going to ask you about that letter.
Now, you can go to the IRS website at irs.gov to check your eligibility. There, you can also see what payments were made to you and cross-reference that with your bank account. Emergency crews were busy on top of Mount St. Helens this afternoon after a climber fell close to 100 feet. Officials say the person was scaling the icy conditions when they slipped and slid down the mountain on their stomach. The incident caused several cuts, and the climber was just too hurt and exhausted to get down themselves. Crews from North Country EMS were dispatched to find the climber. It took about 4 hours for that to happen. They were evacuated by helicopter and taken to the hospital with what appears to be minor injuries. Good news there. Big changes are coming for COVID vaccines and testing clinics in Portland. The end result will hopefully be more access to people who need it. Tim Gordon explains.
Two heavy hitters in the world of big community COVID clinics are making some changes that kick in fully on Monday. First, the Expo Center testing and vaccination site is reopening after a brief break. Following nearly 2 years as an OHSU-run site, it will now be operated by the Oregon Health Authority and become a no-appointment-needed drive-through clinic for both testing and vaccinations. That frees up Oregon Health and Sciences University to operate a drive-through testing clinic at a parking garage on the OHSU campus. In fact, they began serving people last week by appointment only. As is the case at the Expo Center, there's no charge, although if you have insurance, they will collect information and bill your insurer.
But there's never any out-of-pocket cost to a person needing testing. We don't require any identification or documentation. It's as low barrier as it can get.
Appointments here are available for Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And OHSU is also adding a community vaccination clinic with the same hours starting Monday. It will be on the first floor of the university's Center for Health and Healing building that's in the South Waterfront.
Yep. First dose, second dose, third dose. We even, they're starting to recommend fourth doses for severely immunocompromised. And so, yes, we're able to do all of those.
OHSU says its two new clinics will add 1,000 more vaccinations and 1,100 more tests per week to what it already offers.
And we can imagine the Expo Center site run by the state will be popular, especially for testing. And again, remember, no appointment needed. It's a lot of information. We've got it all spelled out for you at kgw.com. I'm Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Some local students and teachers will head back inside the classroom this week. The Omicron surge pushed many schools in reverse, sending kids and staff back home to learn online. But tomorrow, a handful will return to in-person learning. The latest is Jefferson High School in the Portland Public School District. Students will be back in the classroom starting tomorrow. District leaders say they've been tracking the recent increase in COVID cases and looked at several factors to determine it was safe enough to return to school. Now, here's a list of other schools that will also go back tomorrow in person. They include Alliance High School, Fabian, pre-K through 8, Franklin High, Ockley Green Middle School, and Roosevelt High School. You can find a full list of Portland Public Schools going back to in-person this week and other schools affected in our area. Just head over to kgw.com. New here at 11, the public weighs in on the future of body cameras for Portland police. Today, a forum was held by the Portland Committee on Community Engaged Policing and the Compliance Officer Community Liaison to get your feedback before the program officially kicks off. There's many steps in this process, and many of you had ideas about how and when the cameras should be used.
And I think it would be really detrimental to this process of getting body-worn cameras in place if we're at, the body worn cameras, the purchase contract is entered into before, and then as you're developing the policy, there are positions taken that the policy has to be developed in a certain way.
I've been in the computer industry over 30 years, and there's two things I've learned about products. One is you don't always get all the truth right out of the gate. And the second thing is people overpromise and underdeliver.
Does the city have a CIO or cybersecurity team? Will there be a single, meaning one or more than one of the body-worn camera technologies used? I don't know anything about body-worn cameras, so not sure if there's more than one brand.
Next, discussions from today's forum will be compiled with other information and input on body cameras, and that should be out soon. There's a new warning about a popular Apple product. They're called AirTags, and they track the locations of common items like maybe your keys or the wallet to your phone. But right now, police are warning people to be careful. Christelle Kumwe tells us why.
These small button-sized GPS devices are used to help you find misplaced belongings like keys or a wallet, and for some, even pets.
I can use my phone to ping him and track where he's at.
Faith Peavy-Houts puts an Apple AirTag on her cat's collar when he goes outside and can receive a ping when she needs to find him.
It's pretty easy.
But these small devices come with a warning. On social media, people reporting finding AirTags that are not theirs. Law enforcement agencies across the country are warning these AirTags can be used to track cars, allowing criminals to steal the vehicles once they're parked overnight.
I haven't seen anything like that in Washington County.
Detective Shannon Wild with the Washington County Sheriff's Office says while AirTags are newer, she's seen other GPS devices used in local cases.
Is typically in domestic violence or intimate kind of relationship stuff where one person wants to track the movements of the other person for whatever their goal is, whether that's to hurt the person.
When it comes to the AirTags, Apple will send your phone an alert if an unknown AirTag is detected, like this one that reads, "This item has been moving with you for a while. The owner can see your location."
As soon as you think that's happening, whether it's you get the notification that there's an AirTag nearby that's not yours, or you have someone showing up at somewhere where they shouldn't know that you are, like the grocery store or the hair salon or wherever that is, report that to law enforcement.
Android users can download an app called Tracker Detect. While these devices can be useful, they can also be dangerous in the wrong hands.
Definitely report it early. Don't second guess yourself. We don't want that to escalate to the point where we're going out to something really bad, like a homicide or something like that.
In Oregon, it's illegal for a person to use a GPS device on a vehicle if the car owner hasn't agreed or isn't aware of being tracked. I'm Christelle Kumwe for KGW News.
And so it is important to reiterate here what to do to know if you do have one of those air trackers on you. So if you have an Apple product and an unknown AirTag is traveling with you, it will send out a warning. You can learn who registered it and disable it with your iPhone.